Hello, and thank you for joining me today. You're here with data science teacher Brandon. We're going to do a quick little walkthrough of the DataSimple AI Enhanced Python Bootcamp. Okay, so I wanted to do this to introduce these courses to everyone. I think these have turned out really amazing, and they really have been developed from me teaching, enhancing, learning how to improve, and continually teaching them over and over again. So these classes are really developed by teaching them. And I think that really brings a lot to the programs, whereas university teachers, someone else develops their curriculum and they're told what to taught. Here, I got to design my curriculum while I taught it. And I think that has really brought in a unique and a more directed approach to what helps the student actually learn versus than just the knowledge that we need to teach them. It's like, how can we actually help the student remember? And that's a really key component of the way these DataSimple boot camps are designed. Okay. So you can go through and read the what is a boot camp and what is AI enhanced concept. The idea of AI enhanced is nothing so fancy. The concept of mnemonics have actually been something that we've known about for a long time, since the 1960s. It however, is a tough thing to bring into the classroom. And so with the uh, rapid with the rapid development of generative technologies, I've been able to develop very simple mnemonics that serve as a trigger point, an anchor to the knowledge and the concepts that we learn in class. So they're nothing really fancy. AI Enhanced really is allowing us another form of remembering, and I connect this with a whole bunch of other little mnemonics based around these pictures that really are subtle and not so subtle ways of helping us remember these concepts and making it really just easier to come back to the knowledge and work with and actively use it. Okay. So right now we have the Python Data Analysis Bootcamp. The Machine Learning Bootcamp is in development right now. Excited for that one. That's going to be a good one. This is a really good intro for either really getting used to Python in general, moving on to machine learning or deep learning, and you'll learn everything about working with the data and exploring understanding your data, which is a really important step when you are building a machine learning model or deep learning model eventually. Okay. So you come to the Python Data Analysis Bootcamp hub, and you could actually just enter this. Either you come right to the bootcamps and you go where we just were, or you can come directly to the Data Analysis Bootcamp hub right here. Okay, this is will currently has the classes, all the classes available right now, all 9 classes, and there are potential for more development as well, and this will continually update, and you will continue to maintain access to all future courses that are being developed. But this is a complete program as it is. Okay, so going through the data analysis, understanding distributions, understanding pandas, seaborn, understanding them in terms of bivariate analysis, why we want to do bivariate analysis, what's the point of it? Then getting into, I call these Hell Weeks are really a walkthrough of the how to use the different plotting functions, how to explore your data and all the different tools that we have available, and better yet, how to use them. We also discussed some wrangling and cleaning of the data and getting into some really cool interactive plotting techniques with Plotly. I thought it would just be cool to use this interactive techniques, but it actually serves some really valid data analysis, and I commonly use all 3 of these libraries in any given data analysis. Finishing this off with hacker statistics and how we can use bootstrap resampling to simulate hypothesis testing. And really, the benefit here is that we're able to then visualize it and get a deeper understanding of that hypothesis test and look for very subtle differences in our data set. Okay, so going through the pricing down below, I have some testimonials from the students that helped me develop the classes, and going through some details about why this would be a good program for you. Going back to the top though, if you don't have access, you can click on the Get Access here, and let's go into the Data Analysis Bootcamp. So these go through the classes, all of our classes that are currently available, give you a little bit of detail about what's going to be learning in any given one. Let's go take a look at the bivariate seaborn analysis. Okay, so this goes through jumping into class number 6. We're going to look at the Hell Week number 3, really going into a lot of detail about seaborn here. Okay, so going through all these different libraries here, scatter, reg, getting into the figure level plots like LM and rel plot, including covering some diverging palettes, and then going into the mnemonics, I think is a really important concept right here. Okay, so you can download the presentation from right here, and I'll go through the presentation that Little data scientist right there in these videos will help us understand a little bit better the concept of bivariate analysis. There's a lot of supplemental material here. I highlight lots of the functions that go through each plot, and these are some of the mnemonics. They're pretty simple, pretty straightforward concepts that I build a story around and helps serve as a trigger point to recalling the information that was learned in class. Okay, so going through this, you can see we have quite a few different plots here, and at the very end, what you'll find in each class is you're going to find this mnemonic where I really just recap the stuff that we discussed in class and what we learned, what we spent time learning, why we learned it, and really just a recap of the mnemonics, again, to serve as kind of like your notes for class. And so you can come here and look at this little map instead of going through the whole slide, and should serve as trigger points to the way back to the knowledge that we learned in class. Okay, download the presentation again if you needed to, and then we're going to go through the Python notebook, which is about 30 minutes, 25 minutes for each one of these. You can download the Python notebook here, a Jupyter notebook, or a Colab, depending on how you want to work. And the data set is right here as well. So you'll be able to work with it download the data right from my GitHub reservoir, or be able to download the data yourself and work with it there. Okay, so it's not necessary to get the data, but just to give you access to that as well. And here I'll go through the Python coding. And then what we'll have is, we're developing them right now, the supplemental guided projects that will go in line with these classes and help reinforce the concepts that we learned in class and as we use that. Thank you for joining me today in Thank you for joining me today in DataSimple's Python Bootcamp walkthrough. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the bootcamp.